Still on a mission.
One minute to live, folks. 1 minute to live. Okay, get ready. We're live in 10. We're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Good morning. Yes, I like the music. BYOB time. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day. Hola, como estas? Konnichiwa, hakuna matata. Everything, all of that good stuff. Hey, happy day. Oh, happy day. Happy day, everyone. I'm excited. So today is Tuesday. Today we are having a conversation, hidden in plain sight, bridging the gap. And listen, I want to say hello to everybody in social media land. That's my Facebook family. That is our Instagram family. That TikTok, Clubhouse, LinkedIn, every extended family and as well, Rejoice 904 family. Listen, we are everywhere. It's so many people to say hey to. So hey, hello, how are you doing? Today we are going to have an amazing conversation like always. And every time we have a conversation, as you know, we always have a solution as well. So listen, we're going to talk about some things that's going to shift your mindset and really help you reevaluate where you are and absolutely understand where you're going to go once you take and apply this information and take action today, family. So who am I? I am Licia Monet, your favorite TV personality, radio personality, and empowerment influencer, producer, pastor, preacher, teacher, candlestick maker, pop and locker, all of that stuff. That's who I am. And I am so excited about today. Today, as you know, I am also the BYOB visionary for the Mob Squad, millennials owning banks. Us millennials are taking things to another level and really understanding that the life that we want is quite obtainable. And what are we doing? We're actually walking the walk and talking the talk. And we dare not do it without bringing you along with us. So I'm just so excited about this because today is the day the Lord has made, and we're going to shift some mindset. So I'm excited. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and let one of the co-leaders from the Mob Squad introduce himself, and we're going to go ahead and get this show rocking and rolling today.
Hey guys, my name's Genesis Patton. I appreciate that amazing introduction from our Pop and Locker. You know, all these hidden talents that we're discovering day by day. Said good morning, good evening, wherever it is for you guys. My name is Genesis Patton. I'm one of the market educators here with BYOB Cash Out. I'm from a little place called Cleveland, Tennessee. That's where I'm calling out of. And I've just been a part of this movement for a while. And I had a fire for this movement, this skill set, you know, placed in my heart a long time ago. You know, it really was just pressed upon me that the blessing was just too big for myself alone. All right. And I want you guys to take heathens, take everything, take every little drop from that overflow, you guys, that was once pressed upon me. I want that to just pour up onto you guys. And that's just a little bit about who I am.
Man, a little bit. This man is the business. Y'all see the hair? He got the hair out today, family. Listen,
Hey,
you see
girls pop.
one of the best educators that I have ever seen. He is hilarious. Man, when I say this man has 100% of the information that you need when to get on the call, he breaks things down so easily that a little kid can understand it. He got a little ha-ha, so he's kind of funny too, but he makes it enjoyable to walk down that path of being able to write your own financial legacy. And we ain't capping, we for real, y'all. That's what the song says. Y'all heard it. So just before, let's go ahead and let's handle some things. So, you know what you need to do, fam, is make sure that you follow us, request us, add us on all social media platforms, because this information has to get out. And we are the people you need to connect with that are shifting legacies. And once again, we're enjoying ourselves, but we are really with a movement that has intention. What is this movement? The Be Your Own Bank movement, the BYOB movement, the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind, all kind, any kind, every kind. So we are focused on economically empowering, impacting, educating over 2 million families. And who is part of that family? Yours. That's your cousin, the person down the street, your neighbor, the grocer, the person working at McDonald's, Taco Bell. Listen, we're all family, and we all have the power to live life how we want to, and that is on our own terms. Do y'all understand what I'm here to say? So as well, make sure that you follow us once again. And guess what? BYOB. Listen, y'all are asking for a way to connect on another level. So what did we do? We rolled out a BYOB movement app for you. Download the movement app. It's on Apple and it is on Android. So go ahead and get it. You can join our community. You can go ahead and see when our live calls are. Look at the pictures of us doing our thing. You're going to see some of us dancing, some better than others. But it's all good, family. As well, you'll be able to find out when and be updated about our new events and tours as well. And you'll be able to participate in our conversation. So we're going to have, once again, amazing conversation. Download the app so you can be in the know-how, because this is the movement that you've been praying for. Well, this is the answer to your prayer. Tell the Lord, thank you. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus, Jehovah Jireh, and all of that stuff, because he answered it. So all you have to do is get in alignment and get on assignment. I said it, bars. I'm a rapper. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. As well, go ahead. We can follow us on YouTube, BYOB Movement. You can look any of us up. And what we're doing is we're shifting legacies all over the world. We have a tour right now that is on May the 21st. Listen, we're on May the 21st, and if I'm not mistaken, the 22nd, but we're in the UK. We're Jacksonville, Florida. We're in Milwaukee, and we're in Cleveland. What does that mean? Man, we're planting the flags everywhere, and you need to be one of them planting it after you get this information to shift your legacy. So we're going to have a great conversation. So today we're going to talk about, I love this. And actually, Genesis, this amazing educator, I think this is the perfect conversation for you and I to have, actually. The way, because it's usually, listen, our mob squad, we roll deep, but today we're going to go ahead and roll this. But I think it was just nothing but God for us to have this amazing conversation. So the topic is, how long are you going to be dependent or make excuses to stay broke and be income dictator dependent? I want to say that again. How long will you make excuses to continue to stay broke and be income dictator dependent? Well, what does that mean, Licia Monet? What I'm saying is, a lot of times we are in positions. Okay, we're in a position. I said a lot of times we're in the position, and I'm speaking to myself too, that we put ourselves in. Yes, once we've grown and become an adult and start living life, paying our own bills and start taking care of ourselves, there is a certain level that is called accountability on if things you haven't been taught some ways by your family, you haven't had good spending habits or money habits, that you should seek out to learn how to do these things and then shift that narrative so that you can change whatever legacy or wherever your life is going at the current moment. You can go ahead and shift that. So today we're having an accountability conversation. So what I'm saying is making excuses. How many times, and we kind of talked about this yesterday, actually, on Clubhouse, that we make excuses about not being able to walk in our purpose, that we make those excuses about, I can't, it's too much, I don't have the time, I got so much going on, but you desire to live life how you want to, but then those excuses, those progress cancellation excuses, those elevation blocker excuses that you have, they continue to not help you manifest the life that you want. And then let's go over to being income dictator dependent. What does that mean? That means depending on a job, dictating, or someone else telling you how much you are valued, how much you are worth, right? That is what we're speaking about. On another level, we're talking about supplemental benefits, Social Security, right? Or disability and other unemployment benefits, where people dictate how much you get, and if you're allowed to get any more, or if they can dictate if you get extra dollars, they'll go ahead and tell you can't get as much as you did before. So I just want to touch bases so you know what I'm talking about. So I know that our amazing educator, Genesis, I know that because his background is very important for this conversation. So being that we call him the blue collar baller, he's really shifting narratives and sharing this information and helping others shift the narrative in their household. I really want your take on what that means to you, especially when, back from your story when you were saying where you shifted from where you used to work. And I would love for you to expound on that.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely love to give my intake on it. Again, just to bring it to attention, the topic is how long will you make excuses to stay broke? And what was it, income dictator dependent? A lot of times, well, let's just start where we learn this stuff from. My mama, her daddy, his cousin, all of them around us had jobs, right? I don't know necessarily what the listener's perspective is, but I come from a long lot of migrants, the land of dreams. We're in America, you know what I'm saying? Everybody from up to this point in me has really had to put in a lot of effort into to getting that check, whether it's been bi-weekly, weekly, monthly, however the case may be, right? And a lot of us feel like we were rewarded in dollars, for this time that we spend building someone else's company. But in all honesty, you're not rewarded in any sense just because you've monetized every single hour every day for the past week. In essence, you've been a slave to money. All right, you had to sacrifice your time in order to get there, right? Whoever is controlling your time, they've got this carrot, this dollar dangling in front of you, this paycheck or whatever. They essentially own you. Now this isn't. I'm not talking about the modern day slave. Wasn't no slave getting paid $80,000 a year, $50,000 a year. None of that. That's not what the definition means. You know what I mean? But still, we have this way in a capitalist society of being able to dangle like the debt you sign up yourselves up for, everything you get into buying and wanting and this, that, and the third, and you get attached to this debt. We are, of course, responsible individuals, right? Who I'm talking to. And we're not going to just give up our dependable source of income for anybody, not even for our own comfort, right? That helps us sleep at night. I'm gonna go clock in tomorrow. I don't got to worry about, man, I got this money coming. All I got to do is about when I'm gonna buy that boat, But what happens when that boss tells you that the rules and the guidelines with which to work by that company change, right? Let's not make it such a drastic ordeal, right? Let's talk about one particular scenario I can bring to mind. I worked for a company. We were building a industrial plant, right? They manufacture chemicals there. So when I first started working there, it was hot. The plant was still pretty bare. There were no active components around. We were able to wear t-shirts, pants, general construction gear, all that. But as the phases started to integrate through, chemicals were induced to the property. It became dangerous for us to not wear fire retardant gear for static resistant clothing. All this. Now, that's not to say I had this big deal with wearing it, but the guidelines switch by your job all the time. So what happens if you aren't able to make that switch, to make that customization? The rules aren't going to change by your employer. They'd rather go find 5 more of you than deal with your problems, right? This entity, this employer, this dictator, right, has the ability to tell you what you are and are not going to do, when you're going to wake up, when you're going to show up to the job, how much money you're going to make me. You can't leave before then. You know what I mean? How long are you going to make excuses for, like, how many times are you gonna show up to work complaining every single day about what it is you got to do, about your employer, about your coworkers? How many times are you going to know that you have something in your back pocket, something in your hand, a skill set, a trade, an opportunity? How long are you going to just keep on being like, oh no, I'm tired today, I got off work, man, I can't, it ain't worth it. That ain't going to go nowhere, no ways. I might as well just stay at my job. How long are you going to keep on doing that before you actually take steps to try to approach any different solutions? How long are you just going to accept this for your life, right? Nowadays, in our generation, we talk to a lot of millennials, and it's most common amongst millennials that we're switching jobs left to right to left, all over the place. You know what I mean? How long are you going to keep on bouncing job to job to job before you create your own arena? All right. If you find yourself so incompatible with the people you work with, or the company you work with, if you can't support their mission, all right, then how long are you going to continue in these excuses? Now, it sounds a little forward pushing in this, that, and the third, but it's the truth. I don't know what your excuses are. If you're tired, you ain't got the money, you ain't got the friends, you don't need none of that. All you need to do is start with the commitment to that process. Well, are you tired of listening to you complain?
Bars.
Alicia? Right. I don't want to go in the hotel, you know?
No, and this is good, because this is where we really have to have the hard conversations, because we really have to think, even from my background, I was from a very fortunate family, but we never had money conversations. And so a lot of households culturally just don't talk about money. It's something that you need, but you don't need to talk about it, which isn't quite logical at all, right? And so this is why I believe that a lot of people are not where they need to be, because of our environment. They're not sharing this information with us, and then also because they don't know. But right now, what I can say is there are movements that are helping people make sure that they live life how they desire to, how they need to, and being able to support their dreams, being able to support their family, being able to support their household financially, economically, in whatever way. And what is this? This is the BYOB movement. With the skill set that this movement inhabits, the mentorship, and I always go back to it, the training, the focus, the intent of making sure that you understand how to make money work for you. You understand that you have the ability to have in your hand, at your fingertips, on your phone, on your laptop, on your desktop, a way for you to access money anytime you want to, and the recession will not stop you. Because what happened during the recession? So millions of people lost their jobs, right? Millions of people lost their jobs, or their hours were cut in half, right? Or they were working full time, now they're working part time. So many things happen, a plethora of things happen, and this is when those millennial indicators started going off. Like, whoa, something's got to give, because now I don't know, my job could tell me not to come in, and that's the reality. It's always like that. But this pandemic, these last 2 years really showed its tail to us, that who's boss and who's on the receiving end, and it's us. But it's not beneficial for us, because once again, they're dictating to you what you get paid. We are working someone else's dream every time you go clock in. Is it a blessing to have a job? Absolutely. Especially, but it's a better blessing? Controlling your income, and letting that job be the true dictator of your finances, right? Because if that job shuts down, if a disaster happens, if another pandemic happens, you can't say nothing will never happen. We're millennials. We went through 3 recessions already. So we definitely can't say nothing, right? We can't say nothing won't happen now. So, right. So you have to put yourself in the game, and then understand that once you put yourself in the game, you will win once you learn what this skill set will do for you. And so we have educators just like Genesis, or us in our young 30s, early 30s, up here, getting up in the mornings, showing how he got free, and he's doing it every week, making sure that you understand that you don't got to let somebody else dictate it. You don't have to. And so, one of the things I wanted to point out, a touch point I wanted to think about, and then I want your opinion on it as well, Genesis, is I think that quite a few people, like culture, I'm talking about as a whole, like social media culture, let's say it like that too, is we feel as a whole that we are too, like you said, we don't have the money, right? We don't have the money, and we're too scared to take risks because one looks stupid, right? One looks stupid, and then two, you don't want to lose the money that in your mind, the little bit of money that you have supposedly, but it's really not a little bit. It's how are you allocating it and what are you going to do with it to bring an increase? But it's people are afraid to fail. They're just afraid to fail. So have you ever ran into that?
Yeah, I can definitely speak on that. The fear of failure is like a very real thing, especially like you're really speaking towards, while technology has, it forward us in leaps and bounds, what it also has done is it has incredibly disadvantaged us. This day and age, everybody is afraid to fail to somebody who they don't even know. All right, just because some random person added you on Instagram, now it said follow, right? So you think you have somebody else to impress or something like that. So should you actually a human and go through life experience things? Oh no, we can't let people know about that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just on the surface. That's a common thing that everybody's facing nowadays. We're just so much more in attention nowadays. We don't have the benefits anymore of going into the mountain and listening, just being at peace with nothing going on. Nowadays we're so caught up in distraction and all that, we don't even know how to get away or how to not always be in position to try to impress somebody, right? But the fear of failure goes even further beyond that. I was actually reading about it in a book, and I won't go into the actual study they went on or this, that, and the third, but what the topic of the discussion is that after you've experienced failure one time, there's a science behind it that you're more likely to experience it again, right? Because most people like discipline is like common sense nowadays. It just ain't too common, right? Right. A lot of people just aren't intentional about pulling themselves out of their own situations. Everybody's used to mama or daddy coming by and picking you up, and oh no, it's okay. We're used to that, right? So when we're out here on our own as adults, when it's up to us, we're scared to fail, right? Let's just say it, we're scared to fail because we've always had that safety net beneath us before, right? Now, it's like I said, it's not a bad thing. The fight or flight is natural, but you just have to be intentional about picking yourself up, right? Failure is like smoking cigarettes, all right? And it's really like keyed in with me, like just before the call. It's like smoking cigarettes because even though it's bad, even though it goes against all logic, right? After that first one, you are 1,000 times more likely to pick up another, right? And failure is just as toxic as those cigarettes, right? Because it just eats away and eats at you and eats at you and eats at you. It changes you, you know what I'm saying? Unless you can have the coup of yourself to recognize what's happening. It's not somewhere where you have to stay permanently, all right? But it's where you're going to stay if you don't acknowledge this fear. You've got to catapult yourself through your hurdles, overcome your obstacles, right? These situations that you're facing are all temporary. Are you afraid to fail in front of your friends right now at the age you're at? Are you afraid that someone might not believe in you? Or are you afraid to be begging when you're 67 and Social Security don't exist no more? Are you afraid that you might lose your job tomorrow? Are you afraid that I mean, what are you got? That's something you got to address yourself. All right. But no matter what it is, you've got to be able to pull yourself from that. You've got to acknowledge what's going on and pick yourself up, because if you don't attack failure, it's going to become bad for you. There's another saying I want to leave you with, and that's pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Okay. The things and experiences you're going to have in life, there's no way around those. Okay. There's no way around those, but it's up to you to sit and sulk in that instance. Are you going to sulk or are you going to move forward? All right. Are we going to aggressively achieve those goals that we talked about on the last broadcast? Are we going to be aggressive about coming for our goals? Or are we just going to sit here and continue to accept failure as a part of life? You know, it's something that we all experience. You know, the fear of failure is real. We're all human, you guys. But it's what are you going to do about it? That's the question.
I like that. And so I got the answer.
Go ahead.
Movement like this. So this is why when I say like I am the poster woman for this movement, it's just as you're an educator. Of course, we're educators, but what I'm saying is it works. It wins in all areas, right? There is an evolution of finance, of currency, right? And so what do? We understand the evolution of it, and we utilize understanding the movement and the momentum to make sure that we are okay, to make sure that we are walking. If you don't want wealth, cool, but walking in financial relief. So when there is something else, because what goes up must come down, plain and simple. It's got things always shift, just like, you know, you have a lot of sunny days, but then sometimes it's going to rain. And then after the rain, what do? Do you think about do you just focus on the rain, or you remember those sunny days, right? So, you know, what I'm saying is it works in all aspects. You want the money, you want to make money how you want to, bam. You want to be able to control your income, bam. You want to be able to teach your kids a skill set, bam. You want to build a legacy, bam. You cannot win. You want to help grow yourself professionally and personally, bam, this movement. Because where do we focus on? All areas, the mind. Because success is what, 95% in your mind, right? Everything else is action. So what do we focus on? Going ahead and getting in here and helping you shift, helping you move those little things that's going on here that's blocking your freedom, that's blocking you from your purpose. That's what we do. And then in addition, we'll teach you a skill set that, once again, is recession, pandemic proof. Can't nobody fire you from it. Social Security can't stop it. Disability can't stop it. Your parents can't stop giving you an allowance for it. Doesn't matter. You win. You have total control. And that's what we're walking in. We're walking in a movement that gives you control, but doesn't control you, but helps you be able to shift the narrative in your family. So this is why I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. If it was a person, we'd be married. Find something.
Hey, Lisa, you actually brought something else to mind when you were speaking that, you know, when you were talking about getting into the mind and personal development and this, that, and the third. You know, it just brings the thought, you know, some people are just scared to do. You know, some people are so complacent in the situation they're in. They're comfortable where they're at, and they're just scared to do anything different, you know, and that's a part of the fear of failure too. Scared to put in the effort, scared to do the sacrifice. You know, I've been running this budget for 5 years now. I don't want to need no change to that, all that, you know. You guys, development is so important. We've got to change. We cannot be the same people that we were 5 years ago. All right. If we're not growing, if we're still thinking the same ways, then that is the biggest indicator in your life that something needs to change right now. If nothing about you has changed over the past 5 years, right? If you're recognizing that right now, then we've got very specific steps, right? We got a whole call schedule to be a part of Monday through Thursday. And you guys, beyond that, we've got a list of playlists for you guys to be a part of, right? So many educators putting in their time for you guys. We've got specific tasks for you to go ahead and change up your style, right? To go ahead and put an effort towards something. You want to talk about putting an effort. There's nothing like about changing habits than other, like learning how to make money in a new way, you guys. this is like that moment. I think I've used it in one of my classes before, like double dutch, when they're sitting there spinning them ropes and you're sitting there looking for your time to get in, that anxiousness, them butterflies you get, you don't know why you're nervous. It's just some plastic ropes going back and forth, right? But you guys, there's always got to be that moment where you jump in. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to make that effort, that sacrifice. There is no money that you have to lose when we're talking about getting involved in currency exchange. Forex, I don't like when people cuss at me and call it Forex, but you guys, there is no money that you're risking or whatever. I don't think I've come across a single broker that doesn't have some kind of demo account, right? And if you're coming across brokers that don't have demo accounts, trust me, keep on searching, join a part of the movement, get into the community. When you download that BYOB app, you guys, we've got community inside of the app. So if you've got questions, drop it in the app. You've got testimonies, drop it in the app, you guys. Be a part of the culture, right? You guys, we just want to see you out there and help you get past these steps because, like I said, we're all human. We're all going through this. The human experience is so relevant. The human experience is so relevant. God himself sent his only begotten son down to experience the flesh, you guys, to have that human experience, right? We can't ignore it. We can't get around it. We have to address it head on. Okay. If you wake up in the morning and you're approaching your charts or you're nervous or something like that, write it down. I'm nervous. Put it down on paper. Don't just let it sit in your mind and then simmer on that for 30, 40 minutes. And then you're just sitting there still just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Put it down on paper, get it out there. Then write, what are you going to do about that? Crumple it up, throw it away, come back the next day, do it again. How are you feeling today? Write it down, put it down on paper. What are you going to do about it? Formulate that plan. Take one step after the next step after the next step, you guys. But it's imperative that you don't stay where you're at because of fear. What fear is nothing physical. You can't. It's not actually in your way. Okay, the only one in your way is you when it comes to fear.
I've been there, and there's still, and then just to testify, because what I also know is a lot of people, when it comes to taking control of your life and really stepping out, not doing what your family has done, if you are a first generation of doing something outside of what your family has naturally done or achieved, right? I believe that, when we really sit back and think about it, because of that, because we're not taught, we don't want to look bad. And so when you go on Facebook, right, and you go on Instagram and TikTok, and, oh, I made this in 5 hours and I did this. And then so everyone acts like they have it all together. And then a lot of them don't. But there's a movement that I know that's called the BYOB movement, where you have real people, everyday people, kids, 7 years old, to people more seasoned in their 80s, 80 years young and plus, shifting legacies. And they're not flexing, they're changing. They're not flexing, they're bringing their family and friends right along with them, because this was the answer to their prayer. This was the solution. They prayed, they asked, they lifted their hands, they spoke it, and it manifested in front of them, and they decided to do something. They didn't say, well, God, you said I want it different. No, they saw it and they ran with it. And this is where we have to shift out of the mentality that, because it's different, I don't want to do it. You have to get out your comfort zone. There's some areas I'm getting out of my comfort zone each and every day. And so, but you have to understand that it's worth it. Or do you, once again, you want your value dictated by someone? Are you worth $15 an hour, $20 an hour? Do you really desire to, what I've seen people do who get income, who get a certain type of income, like supplemental, Social Security, disability, things of that nature, where if they get extra money, they decrease the amount that they get monthly. Like, that doesn't feel good. Like, I got an extra $30 and you take me down 100. Like, whoa, it happens all the time. Or if you run out of your pension, for those who are still getting pensions or those type of annuity benefits, like, you really have to realize that you are being in, it's It's a fact. It's someone else is controlling your money. You should be in control of your money. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And
Right.
let me tell you, it's not okay. It's a really good feeling to be in control of your money. It's a great feeling to be able to, you know what, I feel like doing this today and make a choice freely, because now was where I want to go is you're in the process, because once you join this movement, we're going to show you how to understand money, because a lot of people don't make the type of money that they're supposed to, or don't capitalize on it because they don't understand how to make money. We know how to spend it. Like any little, give money to a little kid. What are they gonna do? They're gonna go in there and buy. They're gonna give them $50. That $50 gonna be going in a second, right? They're not thinking about. They're not
Little
thinking about. Right. They're not thinking about that. They're going living their best life. It's burning a hole through their pocket. But the thing is, that childhood stance, when that money burns a hole in our pocket, it carries on to our adulthood. And that's what's happening. Is this, we're still burning holes, right? And so now we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. We're working extra hours, right? We're not at home as much. And so now our family's suffering, right? And now our mental stability is suffering because I want to be home with my family. Oh, my husband says I'm never home. The kids say you never go anywhere with me, right? But now, oh, but you need sleep now. But you need sleep because you got to make this extra money. But you're too tired. So it's a lot. And all I'm here to tell you is your life, you're not here to live to work. You weren't born to work. You weren't born to go clock in and not be able to enjoy the life. You only got I'm saying most people don't live to be 120. So we living under 100. Most of us life expectancy, most of us that are on this call right now have lived almost maybe a quarter to half of our life expectancy, right? So what are you going to do with the rest of it? Listen, so also that retirement, you're going to go retire at that job and work those 20 and 30 years. And then as you understand now that you see some of our more seasoned family and friends working at McDonald's and Burger King and Michael's and different warehouses and Amazon, you think they want to be there? Do you know why? They didn't understand how to make money work for them, and they let somebody dictate their finances. And unfortunately, some of them are going to have their finances dictated to them until they're no longer here anymore.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's like I told you, that one guy when I come back from Afghanistan, he was 64 helping us move to our apartment.
64 years old. And come on now, let's understand. Yes, you can be healthy. We're talking about wear and tear off. This is a time, if you have grandchildren, great nieces, you should be enjoying the fruits of your labor. So what are the fruits of the labor? What I'm speaking about right now, today is the day to take action. Today is the day to join the movement and stop making excuses, saying, you know what, man, they are right, because we are right. I'm telling you, we're right. Genesis, are we right? We're right.
Right.
Yeah, we're right. So we're telling you, we're letting you know, because we love, because we care. And one thing about this movement, empower people. This is why Genesis does what he does. This is why Genesis always talks about his BYOB baby that he can hold while he's doing charts. You know, the BYOB baby. I don't need to know all the other stuff, how the baby got here. But anyways, he's doing the BYOB baby stuff. But, you know, it blesses me for me to hear him say that, because that means that, you know, at one point, you know, I understood that he felt like he wasn't able to do what he wanted to do for his family, like spending time. Maybe you did have the money, but now you don't got the time. You know, so it's, what are we really exchanging our life for? When we're going to continue to service someone else's dream or depend on government assistance that can decide to yoink it from us whenever they want to. Y'all seen it happen. Look at unemployment in Florida. They stopped it. They started it. They gave you extra compensation, then they stopped it. And then the same thing with the stimulus checks. Oh, we're waiting for the stimulus checks. We're waiting. Did it stimulate your house? No. It may be stimulated a phone bill, or it may have stimulated 1 month worth of bills when the economy was in a dynamic shift for almost a year plus. So how does that add up?
It don't.
Stimulus math. It didn't stimulate.
That's a real thing.
Stimulus math. It didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. And then the thing is, we're hoping and we're looking for these things. We're like, man, you know, I mean, the government's going to give us this. You're hoping, and it still doesn't suffice, right? It still doesn't suffice. It doesn't do what it should do for you. So I challenge you to challenge yourself, family, and really think about, is this life, are you living life how you want to? And if you're not, best believe and understand that you can surely change that. You just have to get with the right people, because the wrong people are going to tell you to do everything but walk in your purpose. The wrong people are going to tell you to do everything but go ahead and invest in you. They're going to, that's stupid. That doesn't work. That's a scam. Still confused about money. That's a pyramid scheme, a job, because yeah, someone at the top wins. Because how much information does the employee get? You get half the information, but they want you to do the whole job. Come on. That's the truest story. That's the truest story. So so and you know, so we call you the blue collar baller. And I love that, because what I understand is people think that it's hard to learn how to make money work for you. It's hard to learn skill sets to walk in wealth. I have to have a degree. I have to go to school. And I really want you to touch on that, to go ahead and debunk that, since we're on BYOB debunk ministry today.
I got you. Case solved. Okay. Because it's really just a poor mindset that gets people stuck in that, you know, just like that stimulus math you were talking about before. I love it. I'm taking that one. But it's a poor mindset, you know, because essentially what we're doing, like the skill set is just the beginning, you know, the skill set is the beginning of the shift. Like we preach it so much because that's kind of like our carrot dangling for you. We want you to have such a more abundant life. The skill set is just the beginning. There's a whole shift that happens after you begin to realize, you know, money's not that hard to make. It's not. It's just as hard to make as it was for somebody to print it. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. What we're essentially trying to do is learn wealth, right? Whereas in the poor mindset's the most common one. You know, it's often thought that, you know, being wealthy is just difficult. You know, when you have a poor way of thinking, you think everybody that's wealthy is stuck up and they're pretending all the time. You think it's exhausting, so you think that's something hard to do. When you don't understand how money's made, you look at that guy that made that $10,000 to that $40,000 check, and you'd be like, oh, there's no way I could do that, because you're so used to getting what, $600 every 2 weeks, $1,200 every 2 weeks. Some of you guys $2,400, you know, for some of y'all that are doing some stuff, and some of you guys are getting paid a lot more than that for sure. But either way, when you sit down, have a conversation with somebody who made $20,000 in the afternoon, you know what I mean? The initial trigger thought is, oh man, you're so like, you begin to judge yourself in comparison with them, and you begin to think, man, it's got to be hard to do what it is they do. Now, I'll tell you what, I got one of my friends from high school. He lives down in Texas now. And the position in where how he makes money, he don't do nothing, right? Now he's not charting like us, nothing like that, but he makes a significant amount more than all of his employees, and he does absolutely nothing really but go around and look threatening, tell a couple of jokes, roast some people, you know what I mean? Just keep a productivity moving. But every single one of the people that works for him sees that as what he does as hard, you know what I mean? And if I begun to explain to him about what I've been having going on, you know what I mean? He, just like everyone else, would sit here and tell me, "Oh man, that ain't for me, dog. That's too much. You got that. You just tell me how I can invest in you. You know, that's too hard for me." And it's just a common thought. Here we are back at this human condition, right? If you've already made an excuse for why this idea is impossible, then you've already accepted that, right? And that's why when we approach this journey at BYOB, we like every single call, we're starting affirmations. All right, what are you telling yourself? I want you starting those affirmations before you get on the call. I want by the time you get on the affirmation or on the call, I want that to be like the third, fifth time you've written down or said your affirmations to yourself, right? Because if you're not speaking positively to yourself, if you're not speaking wealth and abundance to yourself, then you're just going to keep on drawing out of that broke bank, that broke bag, whatever it is. We've got to, wealth is not hard. It's an idea. Poverty does not start in your pockets. It starts in your mind. It starts in your mind. You guys look right here. Boom. You see how fat right there. Boom. You can't have them, but I got them right there. You see them, my affirmations, all that. I'm not playing when I get you guys on these calls. I'm gonna put those back where they belong. I'm not playing when I get on the call and I'm telling you guys, look, affirmations, mindset, affirmations, mindset, affirmations, mindset. Mindset is a skill set. Becoming wealthy, you guys, is basically just being free of being constricted by money. It's choosing to no longer have money to be your master, right? Because you can be wealthy in so many different things, right? You can be wealthy financially. You can be wealthy in family. You can be wealthy in spirit. You know how some people just have like an abundance of puppies inside their body. They can just always, they're always on it, right? Some people, you can be wealthy in so many different aspects, right? But the person who is poor in mind will never be wealthy in pocket. If you're poor in your mind, you're always going to be poor in your pocket, right? We got to make this shift right now. Decide to do something different, you guys. Learning to be wealthy it's not that hard. It's like the broadcast is called Hidden in Plain Sight, just like the book is called Hidden in Plain Sight. We just spend so much time in our own way that we think that that's outside of our reach, right? We've begun to buy into what society has told us, like as if though we belong somewhere, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't understand what capitalism is. Capitalism is nothing more than the opportunity to achieve more. Nobody says you have to stay in your position. Nobody says you have to stay broke and keep on repeating this cycle, right? You have the opportunity to advance and to want more, to go for more, to achieve that. All right. But at the same time, too, nobody's going to drag you into this. All right. Nobody's going to drag you into this. Get a part of the conversation when we're on the calls, and especially on those Thursdays, especially in Clubhouse, we really get to talk in there. About shifting that mindset around money. Let's not be attached to that and keep on serving it. If you got mad when your buddy didn't pay you back that $10, money's your master. If you had to tell your family this weekend that you couldn't go there this weekend because you got to work, money's your master. All right. If you didn't help that person you passed on the side of the street, it wasn't because you think that they're doing whatever this, that, third. It's because you're holding on to that money because it's your master. Where no master, where you going? Where you want me? Where you going, man? Where you going? That's it. It's like you might as well just like hold on to your pocket everywhere you go, because that's your master, and if that pocket's empty, you're empty, right? If this sounds familiar, if you get upset, if you're getting into arguments with your spouse, with your family, any of that, guys, money is your master. All right. And when we talk about wealth, you guys, we put that wealth is inside of us. That wealth is inside of us. We want to give you this skill set so that no matter what time you want to wake up, no matter who's pulling you left and right, all right, you are always equipped with every single bit of the information that you need to succeed, right? Oh, today didn't go the way I expected. All right, let me center myself. I'm getting into my mindset. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's work. Let's get into these charts. All right, boom. All right, boom. Man, it's not even about like when I first, it wasn't even about making the money. Like to me, like the money's great. It helps, all that. It's amazing, right? But when I get to when the process of making the money, instead of being on it 500 feet on top of a tower 900 miles away from my family, I made money sitting right here. Like Beneath this camera is my computer. This, you're looking at where the magic happens. All right. I'm telling you, I don't have to spread myself so thin. You know, I can actually live nowadays, right? Because I can take this skill set wherever I go, no matter what time of the day, no matter what's going on. You know what I mean? My mind's changed. All right. When I started creating profit in my trade account, yeah, that hope was re-inspired in me. I wasn't just on this walking through the tunnel no more. Like I could see the light, like clear as day. It was a very blue light. If you know what I'm talking about, the light at the end of the tunnel is blue. And I just started to feel rejuvenated about everything that I was going through. The situation, I started performing better at work because I was trading and working and learning all that at the beginning, right? The way I would speak into my family changed. It's like, man, you guys, we just gotta hold on. We gotta hold on. We're right here. All right. I know what we're going through right now. It looks crazy, but I'm telling you guys, I got my goals, all of right here. I could show you for days, you guys, but it allowed me to not only re-inspire myself, but to re-inspire my family. Is like, hey, we still got a mission in life we're trying to achieve. All right. We ain't got time to be held down by what it is we got going on right now, because immediately I was just blessed with this abundance of wealth, this confidence in me. All right. This was something that I created. This isn't something that I had to wait for in the mail, or I had to get an approval for. I had to apply for a promotion or nothing like that. No, I open my computer, I do my analysis, I drink my coffee. My routine's a lot better than it used to be. Like I actually enjoy my days now. Instead of like when I was climbing towers, when I was working, I had to force myself to get up, force myself to take another shower in the morning just to bring myself into life. All right, let's down 2 cups of coffee and then just listen to what was it going to be this morning. Is it going to be comedy? Is it going to be rap music? Is it going to be rock? Is it going to be drill? Is it going to be screaming? Is it what's it going to be to address the mood? I was a really reactive person. You know what I'm saying? What's happening today, right? But when it comes into my routine now, all right, now I'm still trying to get myself up in the mornings, like get up, that part didn't get no easier, but instead of having to get up and work, I get to get up and work, right? I get to walk downstairs and sit and breathe and stretch and think about my day before anybody starts thinking for me. You know what I'm saying? I get to drink my water instead of having to find some soda at a gas station at 6 o'clock in the morning before I have to be on site for 12 hours and 18 hours a day, right? If something goes on in my home, I'm here to, if I have to stop trading, I can close that trade out. If I don't have the ability to continue monitoring that, I can close that out, address what I've got, or if my trade is going perfectly according to my analysis, and I can let that joker just keep on riding and then go through whatever I'm going through, open my phone out, see my trade is closed in profit, and then just keep on going about my day like it's just something I expected, because that's what it becomes. What starts out as difficult, what you start as not understanding, just becomes, all right, when are you close? When are you going to close so I can stop, occupying space on my screen? You know what I mean? I'm ready to stop thinking about you. When are you going to be closed? Let's profit. You know what I'm saying? The entire way I think about money, the way the Lord is blessing me is completely different. Like I'm telling you guys, the strategy is just the beginning of how we're trying to impact and empower you guys. I'm telling you.
I love it. And this is what this movement does: the passion, the impact. And, this is a father, this is a husband who shifted his legacy in now time, right? In now time. You're 33, right?
Whoa, don't cuss at me. All right. I'm 32 now. Whoa.
Okay, I'm up here. I promise I remix so many people ages. Well, anyways, he's 32.
Here, by the way, let's be clear on that. I'm not there yet. I'm turning 32 this year.
Oh, okay. He's turning. Okay, well, anyway, he in his early 30s, but he shifted now. And so you know the impact that has on his family, on his wife, on his children. And though there are going to be those people who are always going to say that ain't for me, that's a lie. It's definitely for you, because the way that this world is shifting, the same people said this when debit cards and credit cards, that ain't for me. Everybody got a debit card, credit card. My aunts and my aunts, they're in their 70s, and I help them pay bills, and they wanted me to go take a check. First of all, I don't even know how to fill out a check, but anyways, they wanted me to go drop money off at the ATM every day and write checks. I'm not doing that. So I talked about this, and I'm not advocate for it, but what I'm saying is they adjusted. I talked about this wonderful thing called Cash App. Baby, they know how to Cash App. They know how to Venmo now. But before, they were very resistant, right? Very resistant. But let me go drive somewhere. They call me Lisa. Nobody else calls me that. But anyway, they call me Lisa. Lisa, can you go get me something? They have adjusted. They have evolved. And they want me to go get those snacks in the McDonald's or the other stuff that they're not supposed to eat. Baby, I will see a Cash App pop up real quick. So it's a mindset, because they resisted, but now it is benefiting them. Because listen, technology, we know that we are in a digital age. Money is digital now. You can go and purchase things without even being in the same place. You can buy your groceries on Amazon. Who would have thought you could buy food on Amazon? Who would have ever thought about that 5 years ago? No one would have thought that Amazon. What about Amazon? Things are changing. And if you don't get with the change, you are going to be left so behind. And you are personal. I'm telling you, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. And it's intentional, because it's an excuse for you not to make that shift. It is an insult to your intelligence not to pay attention to what's going on and make sure it benefits you. You should pay attention and then understand that, hey, this change is going on. I need to make sure it benefits me and my family, so that if case something goes on, because listen, tomorrow is not promised today. I'll ask the Lord to be like 100 years old and not decrepit and stuff. But anyway, hopefully, but tomorrow isn't promised today, right? And so you have to go with that forethought that if I'm not going to be here, is my family going to be okay? Am I going to put bills on my family? Am I going to put stress on my family? How many husbands or wives, how many people who depended also on someone else, or on someone else's income? Maybe husbands or wives depended on each other, and unfortunately they're not here anymore. You know how many homeless people are not just homeless because of drugs? Because everyone thinks that someone's just homeless because of drugs. What about when your house burned down? What about when something unfortunate happens and then you got misplaced? Things happen. Everyone's not there for the same reason. But imagine if something happened, if unfortunately that spouse goes ahead and leaves a little earlier than we expected, or something happens to our household, or something happens to a family member, you can go and do what Genesis just said, because Genesis was in the mountains a few weeks ago. Like, that's what he told me, right there with his computer, right? Tapping in, plugging in, and utilizing this skill set to make sure that I thought you said he paid for the trip. He was like, money back, bam, done, got it. And that's how it should be. And then also with that, you know how much relief that is mentally and emotionally and spiritually to be okay, because money breaks up households. It does. Those money you don't have and bad spending habits, that causes a lot of divorces too. So let's pay attention. You want to make sure that you're in a good position mentally, spiritually, and financially. And what does this movement do? Oh, baby, it helps you in all areas. You can't help but win. You got people like Genesis who's acting like money is like the little aliens off the Alien movie jumping out the shirt. I mean, come on, you couldn't beat that. The best illustration, right. Best illustration ever. We are everyday people who made a decision and made a choice not to live a mediocre life, not to live below what we were purposed, not to walk in the life that we desire. And because of that, everything around us is impacted. And everyone who's associated with me, and I know everyone who's associated with Genesis, they getting that, what you said, people full of puppies, they getting that puppy feeling, getting that energy, right? And then the reality is people can say all they want that it's not for them. You're not living in reality. It's definitely for you. You have to learn this because would you not rather be in a position where you learn this now with people who really care about you, or when something happens, now you got to run and now you got to crunch and now you're getting frustrated and all, because you know what happens in the pandemic? Do you know how many scams popped up in the pandemic? Because people are frustrated and because people didn't. Come on. That's talk. Man, we got 2 minutes. Let me get off here. That's another conversation right there, because all of those scams, yes. So family, listen, this is the reason you need to join this movement. People care about you. They care about you winning, succeeding, and shifting your household. So out of all the money that's flowed through your personal bank account, how much money has your bank given you for them using your money? I can tell you the answer. A little bit, zero, not enough. And guess what? All of those are the right, wrong answers. So if you answered that, that means that you need to learn this skill set. Are you willing to do what the banks do? Because they make money off of your money. Are you willing to do what they do so you can live life how you want to? Because they're surely not calling you, asking you, can I make money off of your money, and not give you any? Because would you say yes? You wouldn't, right? You definitely wouldn't. So listen, today is Tuesday. We have an amazing call tonight. We have an empowerment call that you can get on tonight. Reach out to me, reach out to Genesis, go on the website, BYOB, BeYourOwnBankMovement.com. Fill out the get more info sheet, reach out, DM us so we can help you and show you how you can live life on your own terms. And when you come to reality that you've been lying to yourself, that is when you get to set yourself free. Walk with other people who are living the lifestyle and care about you winning. And then not only care about you winning, but have the results and have the solution with proven success, with a movement that you continually see expanding. Like every time there's just more people joining the movement, more people on the flyer. What does that mean? It works, and there is empowerment because we empower people. An educated trader is a profitable trader, and that's what we do at this movement. So listen, Tuesday night, we got a great call going on. Get on the call and have your mind blown, because let me tell you, we're taking over. We will not be quiet. We will not be silenced, because we are growing. We're having tremendous mob squad, all of it. We are taking over. So you got to hear from us first. So you can't say you didn't hear from us. They can't say that, right, Genesis? They can't say they didn't hear it. They heard it, right?
They better not say it. I'm telling you.
No excuses. So we love you. Make sure, once again, you share this information, share this feed, share this, go on the YouTube channel, go share this with your friends, comment, and get in touch with us so we can help you. So we love you. Make sure you get ready to live life the best way you know how, and that's joining this BYOB movement, because we care about you and we're working the results and we love you and we're doing the thing. So hey, Genesis, thank you so much. I mean, like Mob Squad, we're doing the thing. We're shifting legacies. We're going to take over the world. Baby with the alien popping out. I love you guys. Listen, fam, everyone in social media land, we love you. Have an amazing day, and we will see you next week. You know what to do. BYOB out.